Hello, this is Nick from Quit with Nick, Stop Smoking Hypnosis Expert. In all the years I've been helping smokers, over 4,000 smokers in about 15 years I've been doing this, and I was a smoker myself, something that comes across very clearly and is mentioned very often when people inquire with me, they've got some fears holding them back from taking the step. And in this video, I'm going to share the most common fears that people have about quitting in any way, and some tips and some mindset hacks to help overcome that fear and move forward anyway. Very, very crucial. So, there are a few fears that people have shared over the years, and here's the most common one. People have this fear of failure. The fear of failure. What do I do about that? Well, when you think about it, when you're a smoker, there's only two options to deal with the fear of failure. And that is either avoid it altogether. So I'm not going to even try because that way I don't have to deal with failing. But there's obvious consequences to not even trying to quit. And obviously, you know them. Your health is going to get worse. Your breathing is going to get worse. Your cough will get worse. Your immune system will get worse, exposing you and putting you at a high risk of illness, disease, viruses. Your circulation will get worse. Your teeth, skin, and gums are going to get worse. Your finances are going to get worse. It's a big price to pay to not deal with the failure thing, right? So in a sense, that really isn't quite an option, is it? So one way to deal with the fear of failure is not even trying. But if you clearly do want to stop smoking, then there's just the idea of moving forward with it anyway and continuing. Because hey, you might actually quit. Something may actually work for you. And sure, there's a risk and a gamble no matter what method that you're going to choose, whether it's patch, pill, gum, spray, hypnosis, Allen Carr, acupuncture, whatever it is. Nothing will guarantee that you will actually quit. But one thing is guaranteed, that if you don't try, you are guaranteed to have your health will get worse and worse, and so will your finances. Also, here's the thing: when it comes to failure, a simple reframe can make all the difference. It's not failure, it's feedback. Even if you were to quit and something happens and you start again, you haven't failed. You've got feedback. Feedback for what you need to adjust, alter, and fine tune. So the next time you're going to do it, you're a little wiser, you're a little smarter, you're a little more aware of what you then need to change. If stress got you to relapse, anxiety, stress, some big, then the question, you didn't fail, you got feedback of, okay, I need to work on tips and strategies and techniques to help me manage overwhelm, stress, anxiety, because those feelings feel very similar to a craving for a cigarette, don't they? So, or a vape for that matter. So feedback, you didn't fail. You imagine if the biggest goal you're ever likely to achieve, you didn't hit the first time, you didn't get it the first time, and that's it, I'm not trying that again, I failed. I mean, you wouldn't really do that. I mean, there are many things you've done in your life, I'm sure, that needed a few attempts, and I'm willing to bet they were much smaller goals than ending the most preventable cause of death in the world. So you kind of got to put it into perspective a little bit. A lot of people fear that they'll gain weight. Oh, what if I tried in the past and I gained a few kilos? Well, there's a few reasons why that might happen, and it's just important to be aware. If the method you're trying hasn't addressed the craving, and you still feel urges and you still quite feel the need to smoke, then you're going to replace that with something else, another hand-mouth action, eating. Oh, anything but a cigarette, I'll just put something else in my mouth. And typically, once we've quit smoking, we'll justify quitting by eating, the foods we shouldn't, and then, quitting made me put on weight. If you are mindful of what you're eating and eating healthy snacks and being a little mindful of your diet, then why would you gain weight? And also, think about all the health benefits you're going to get when you quit, which can be channeled into weight loss, to have an exercise program, to exercise regularly. What do you need? What are the resources that you need? Well, you need healthier lungs, you need to breathe better, you need endurance and stamina, you need extra time, you need internal motivation and confidence to do it. These are all things you gain when you quit smoking. Why would you gain weight? It's just a decision. You just need to make a decision that that's the way it's going to be, and do your best to follow through. Baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day, it takes effort, commitment, and some discipline to maintain yourself once you've quit. They're probably the two most common things I've heard, fears. The fear of how am I going to cope without cigarettes? How am I going to spend my time? How am I going to cope with my stressful life? Again, it kind of comes back to just getting creative. Cigarettes has prevented you. Vaping has prevented you from getting creative on how to do these things, because that's been the lazy, easy go-to, right? So yes, you do need to prepare, think, have strategies for what you're going to do instead of what you used to do. So you can better prepare. There's no guarantees, like I said, again, but you can stack the odds in your favor, at least, by preparing, being mindful, learning ways of managing stress and anxiety and overwhelm. And how am I going to, other fears are kind of smaller, but I have heard them in the past. Or how am I going to cope being around my partner that smokes, or my children that smoke, or people at home, or there are people I live with and everyone around me smokes. How am I going to cope with that? Well, again, if you address the craving and you feel calm, which hypnotherapy can do, then you don't have to worry so much about that. Most people, when I follow up with them after the session, are absolutely gobsmacked that they can be sitting right next to their spouse, puffing away at the end of the day, having a wine, having a beer, having a drink, chilling out, and they're smoking right there, and they feel the control. So a lot of these fears are just unfounded and not really necessary if you find the right person with the right program that's going to support you well and prepare you right. There are certain elements that need to be in place, again, to stack the odds in your favor. So what other fears might you have? Make a comment in this video, below this video, and let me know what your specific fears are. Or if this is in a post you're seeing, comment below about what are your fears? What are your fears? What if it doesn't work? I mean, that can be a simple out. That can be your parachute to not try. Don't be that person. Don't play those games with yourself. When you're committed, you're ready to do it. And then when you're willing to do what it takes to save your life from cigarettes, you're going to move through. It's the best approach you can take, right? So I hope this has helped. Give it a thumbs up if you've liked it. If it's helped, share it with someone who might be on the quitting journey, or feel free to give me a call and we can walk through your specific fears and challenges. I'm Nick from Quit with Nick. Take care. To your health. Bye.